hi there, Leo. Gemini. We already did Leo. We already did Gemini. Libra. Thank you for tuning in here to you. Love and light to you here. Let's jump into it. Let's clear the energy and ground. Right off the bat, Libra, I'm seeing that there is something that you possibly feel you need to be really serious about in the way that you carry it out. I'm hearing the way that you talk about it, the way you directly address it. You can't be kind of half-hearted, I'm hearing as well, in the space of directly sort of engaging as well in a new idea. I'm hearing that's maybe been on your mind for quite some time. It's like, I need to do this like once and for all. If I don't do it also in a once and for all kind of way, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm hearing that. Five of Wands up right here that I'm taking note of, and the Judgment card as well. We have made our mind up. I'm hearing that as well. There is something though that is still lingering in the environment. It's like I have to make it clear for them. I'm hearing it in this way. Let's pull the cards on the 1st of April. Ace of Cups up right. And thank you guys for tuning in here to you. Thank you for connecting. I recommend to watch as well your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, your Mars. I watch all readings. I find that they do resonate. We are all signs, so it's just a matter of understanding and really meditating on how it is that that energy might be relevant for you at the time that you're watching it as well, because it might shift and you might have transits that come about. So during certain periods, some people will mention, I resonate more with this sign, and so take it as you will. Whatever reading you feel guided towards, you can feel free to watch, of course. The Three of Pentacles in reverse coming through at the end of that second week of April. Something is a little intimidating, I'm not going to lie. The moon is coming through in reverse in that third week. The Five of Cups upright, the World's upright. Four of Wands in reverse. This is something we want, like, we really want this. So it's almost like we're feeling more nervous almost about it. Like, that feeling where it's like, I gotta make this work. It's like, it almost makes it harder to, fathom how it could possibly work out. Like sometimes we overlook the simple way in which it could manifest, right? Because we're feeling like I have to be this and I have to be that in order for that to happen. It's like trying to figure out, the so-called solution to our story sometimes interrupts the way the characters naturally are in motion with one another. We have to be open to how it is that, we also read in between our own lines. Interesting that we've written. Interesting. So take it as you will. This may come down to your divine soul path calling, your life path purpose. I have a private service that's available on the website alchemy.com that speaks exactly to this. Okay, so if you're at a point, and I feel guided to mention this here, I don't normally go into this in videos, but Libra or anyone else watching, I'm hearing letter M, M-I-K, M-I-L. If you're thinking, well, what's my calling? Okay, that might be really helpful to even just look into your chart, but that's a service again that I offer. I tend to focus on soul path calling, but of course, no pressure, just even look into your birth chart, that might be helpful yet again. So we lead out of the Seven of Wands on the 31st and the Empress that leads you further out from that. For a number of you, I'm going to break it down in different scenarios. Some of you are in love with someone. I'm seeing that real clearly with the Empress and the Mother of Wands and the Seven of Wands that you lead out with. The World, the Hangman, Ace of Cups that you lead in with, Temperance. You know what this is. You know who they are. It could be somebody maybe that you've had your eye on. And for a number of you, this is someone, though, who you've had a bona fide connection with. It's more like you know who they are to you. You've met them a number of times. You have had a number of experiences, that were significant enough to you to tell you, wow, this is real. Okay, with the Empress leading out, it comes down as well to what is it that I really appreciate and what I want to actually take on this opportunity I'm hearing with this person and in this way. So for a number of you, there's something that you feel is kind of clear. We'll say that with the Empress and the Mother of Wands and even the Daughter of Cups. Yeah, no, this is something that you maybe have actually been dating this person for a few years now. For a number of you, I'm hearing that with the Eight of Pentacles upright, the Hangman in reverse, and the Father of Wands in reverse. For a number of you, it's a matter of creating the space in which to be able to call it out the way that you do feel it. I want to pull a card on that with the Chariot in reverse. What is that factor there? The Father of Pentacles in reverse. It can be self-talk with the Father of Pentacles in reverse. It can also, though, be like, well, I'm not ready for this really. I have a past here. The Eight of Cups in reverse as well. This is something for a number of you that it's like, I just felt like I had a lot that I needed to move through maybe in the environment. For a number of you, this is something maybe a little bit like I would have to tell my parents, my family, I'd have to get them on board, sort of thing. There could be religion involved with the Temperance card as well, mirroring that Father of Pentacles in reverse. For a number of you, there is something in the environment that is inherently going to resist whatever plans it is that you make in relation to this storyline. I don't know why, but take it as you will, Libra. There is something that, there's a particular convention, or people who are kind of conventional. It's like they will try to create the ideal for you. It's like the ideal situation for you. It's like, oh, but you should think of it like this. It's like that's not realistic, okay? Because when we're talking about whatever it is. You're like, I don't need to explain myself to anyone, okay? I'm hearing that as well. Like, if I'm passionate about something, I'm passionate about something. So for number me, this is maybe somebody even in your midst. It's like they're not needing to back up their claims, okay, in a certain way of saying, hey, this is also why I made that decision. Like, why do I need to tell you, like, why my heart beats for that person in that way? That's something so personal to me. Okay, I don't owe you that. I don't owe you that explanation. I don't owe it to you to tell you who I am to me. That's private. So for a number of you, yeah, it's private with the Sun upright as well, coming through right there on top of the Sun of Pentacles in reverse, mirroring the Temperance card upright and the Six of Cups upright. There's something that gets kind of sticky. Maybe there's family involved here. There's a history. It's like they have their own, like, you know, rule, the rhythm, the rhyme. They find that, you know, certain life cycles make sense in certain ways to carry out. And it's like, well, everybody in our family got married like this and it always happens like that. It's like, so it's kind of going to get sticky when we have to go to, you know, the stop sign and say, hey, they need to go. I mean, they need to pass. I don't know what that's alluding to. It's like, this is something that is a little bit, it's got this Romeo Juliet sort of thing to it. It's like star-crossed lovers. It's like we have to cross the path, like two chickens on the road, like, and meet, I'm hearing, in the middle somewhere. Let's clear it. So this is something that, yep, Hierophant. This is something that someone needs to present, though, to, like, a group of people, like, hey, this is who we are, this is what we love, and this is what we're doing about it. The book is over right there. I'm hearing, like, there are no more chapters. We're not writing out extensive, I'm hearing, travel logs. I'm hearing that as well. This is maybe somebody who just wants to be private with their life, like, and please respect that. I'm hearing that. With the Fool and the Hangman, like, don't get involved. I'm hearing that as well. With the Son of Cups sitting over the Fool, sitting over the Hangman, somebody's like, okay, I'm happy for you. It's not anything other than that. I'm hearing that Judgment mirroring the Fool. It's like, I'm hearing hair in her hand. Someone maybe posts like a picture. It's kind of private with someone. They have their hair in this person's hand. It's like, don't mail me anything back about that either. I'm hearing that. Like, I don't need to know, like, if you approve of the voodoo doll situation that's going on. What? Maybe someone, okay, so somebody maybe is like, Death card right there. Well, somebody feels like they're I don't want to say they're up to no good, but like they are involved in something that maybe they feel like, I don't know, they might be a little defensive. It's like they're not really aware maybe of even what they're carrying on. I don't know. Star in reverse. Somebody's also acting kind of naive. I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's alluding to. Lots going on, Libra. Okay, I don't blame someone for trying to just keep, yeah, let's clear it. Just clear it. It's just getting ugly at a certain point when really it's just something so beautiful. It's love, Two of Cups. So, you know, why would people feel the need to come and interrupt a space that is so strong with love? Why would someone do that? Like, really think about it. Why would someone in opening themselves even enough, if they can open themselves enough to feel and access the level of emotion that one does feel, right? Of love, and to recognize it in that moment, why would they dismiss it as something that would need to be deleted? I'm hearing that as well. The Two of Cups and the Temperance card and the Hermit in reverse. It's like maybe someone here is kind of calling a certain behavior out. Like, why are you ignoring us? I'm hearing, why did you delete me? I'm hearing, why did you ignore me? I'm hearing on the plaza, somebody like met somebody on like some outdoor area, like maybe they bumped into someone. It's like some kind of, it's like some cement awning thing. I don't know, even the Devil. It's like, I'm just like in another situation right now, and like I'm not here like for lifetime movies. So maybe somebody just they don't want, yeah, they're cutting access off. That's what's happening here, but there's a reason. So think about it. There are things that are uncomfortable, I'm hearing that as well, to address maybe in the public eye. So they're addressing it in a private way first, and then they will come forward when they're ready to communicate whatever it is to whoever they want and at whatever time that they want to communicate it with the Devil upright. Like, this is someone who has realized that they don't want to get paparazzi, the public, promo stuff going when it comes to their private life and their personal relationships with the Devil. Like, I'm hearing the Devil with the Death card. They don't want it to become a big whole thing. They don't want, you know, to deal with that. They're not there for that. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe that's what they're claiming to a number of people. They're like, look, I just don't want this to turn into like a whole thing. I'm hearing Mary Poppins and why she's involved, and you know, the movie scene and the actress at that one time, and you know, I just don't want to. And so for a number of you, maybe someone's kind of running away as well. Like, what's that about? Someone's like, did you grab her by the back side? This person's like, no. They're like, what was that then? They like show video footage. They're like, I grabbed her backpack. It's like, well, come on. If she's wearing the backpack, by way of the process of association, you're basically grabbing in her direction, right? Let's clear it. Like, Two of Swords leads you out, mirroring that Strength card. Something needs to be brought out in a very clear way. Otherwise, it's going to continue going in a silly little circle. And for a number of you, you realize maybe, hey, who I communicate my personal life with is important. Yeah, it is. It is important with the Strength card upright, because there's a question of who empowers truly your story and who seeks to undermine it and define it and redefine it the way that you say it is for you. So why would somebody try to reconfigure your story? I'm hearing that, like, especially when it comes to something like love. Why would someone sit there and try to just twiddle their thumbs while you're talking about what you love and try to talk over it as well at certain points in time, even especially when they feel like you're so excited about it? Why would someone do that unless they literally don't know what they're talking about when it comes to love? Because if they knew what they were talking about, okay, then and it was resonant with what you were talking about, and you were both talking about love, then they wouldn't have anything to say. I'm hearing it in this way. So someone who needs to, like, kind of prove to you what you're trying to prove to yourself, it's like, don't get involved. I'm hearing that. Don't get involved in my life. I'm hearing that as well. Let's clear it. Oh my. It's like, whew, somebody wants to tell somebody, look, I don't love what you love. And if you want to say that that's love, like, I'm not in this lifetime, like, hanging out with you like that anymore. I'm hearing like this. Maybe someone feels like they're at a point here. They need to kind of point fingers too. Okay, hey, he said that when I was saying that. He obviously is not on board with my story. So let's clear it. This has to do with somebody's producer. Like, there's just a fundamental incongruence when it comes to how somebody communicates to somebody as well. Okay, with their values, their passions, their visions. Star coming through, upright in the deep past, recent past, the Hermit in reverse. Yeah, someone was really, they got a clear vision here of where someone is headed with themselves. They were like, okay, he's not on the same wavelength here, like, at all. So I'm going to step out. And this is in relation, this is riding tandem to something that is very exciting, very fulfilling, very much loving. And maybe there were certain experiences where someone did share their personal life and people got involved in ways that were really, 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 really unnecessary. Okay? Very unnecessary. So that had certain ramifications, okay, with the High Priestess in reverse in the environment. Now, in the advice is the Five of Swords in reverse. If you're getting triggered by this, maybe ask yourself why. Like, why am I feeling frustrated or annoyed right now? Take it as you will. The Justice card is in reverse. In the near future, the Four of Swords in reverse leading out in the energetic pathway. There's something that I'm hearing uncle, take it as you will. In the Hopeless Interferes, Ten of Swords in reverse, you lead out with the Son of Wands upright. And in the theme is that Seven of Swords. There's a lot of drama, a lot of bullshit, a lot of drama, okay, going on here with the Seven of Swords upright in the theme. It is what it is, and I'm seeing somebody is at a point where they say, I just don't need to figure it out for them. I don't need to prove to them that what they're doing is malicious. I'm hearing that as well with the Seven of Swords in the theme. I'm not here for that. I'm hearing that with the Hermit in reverse as well in the recent past. My role here is to discover my potential in this space. And whoever wants to distract me, let that be their wind chime announcement with their own audience. This is my life. I'm hearing that with the Mother of Cups upright. And if you're not all right with it, then you're just not in it. I'm hearing at this moment in time in this one scene. Okay, so you're gonna have to step out of the act altogether, and you're just not gonna know what's going on here. And this could even be someone who is famous. Maybe they trusted somebody, they told their private life to that person, and it was just really manipulative as well. It's like they tried to act disinterested, like just because they didn't agree with it. It's like, okay, so I'm hearing uncle again. It's like, okay, so clearly you're biased. Clearly you're, maybe even like you have some sort of like, bone in your body that is like, feels that this is bad for whatever reason. It's like, this is discriminating, actually. It really is. It's like, I'm going to judge them and then I'm going to kind of like cast that energy upon, the way that you see them. It's like, that's fucking wrong with the Hermit in reverse and the Star bright. Like if somebody's in love with someone, don't interrupt that frequency. And if you do try, they'll figure it out sooner or later that you are not, okay, that you're not love. It's like, what are you trying to prove? Like, they're not love, oh, I'm love. It's like, that's ridiculous, okay? So it's going to, again, become really clear. Like, somebody who tries to interrupt the frequency of love, it's like, what are you going to do now? Associate the person who detracts from that space of love in some way, or just seeks to distract from it, as love? Okay, clearly that person does not have love. In other words, if somebody is willing to bring forward an energy space of fear, okay, and hatred even, I hate to say it in that way, but into, okay, a space that is otherwise so fulfilling and so worthwhile and exciting, then that's very much telling, okay? Like, that they do not have that sensation of love to even be able to kind of recognize, right? And so it's like, well, I'm not going to share my life with others who I feel do not appreciate those same things. And maybe they don't value love in the same way that I do, or maybe they don't value happiness, maybe they don't value fulfillment. So why would I go to that person and try and like get them on the same train tracks as me? I'm going where I'm going. I'm headed where I'm headed. And if you have a problem with that, I'm gonna just give you a pat on the back and remind you that it's not your problem, okay? Yeah, and if you think that it's your problem, then that's your problem too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so, well, that is the problem. It's kind of ironic. It's like someone wants to even just like make an issue to get involved in someone's life. It's like, this is somebody maybe who feels kind of bored. It's like, find something that you love, and you won't go trying to knock other people down, you know, for what they love. Somebody who spends their like life trying to just kind of like look at other people in criticizing ways, find what you love, man, okay? Like, find it and drive in that direction, okay? That's your highway, not this highway, okay? Don't try to follow someone else who's in love with something, trying to make, you know, this space, you know, feel right for them. And that's a draining energy with the Hermit in reverse. I'm hearing reptilian. I don't know, take it as you will, but yeah, and the High Priestess in the theme, in the reverse, I'm seeing this, I'm hearing Pleiades. So for a number of you, there's something that, you know, you do realize has a history to it. You're not going to judge them and be like, oh my God, he's like, you know, he's so-and-so. It's like, he is what he is. He's coming from his perspective. That's his religious ideology, I'm hearing as well. And that's what it is. So I'm not going to try and like change him. I'm hearing, turn back the hand of time, da-da, and I can find a way. Like, at a certain point, this interrupts your story with yourself. I'm hearing that, and you're not going to sacrifice that. Thank you for tuning in. Love the light too. We'll see you in the extended by Libra, and always take it as well. It's always a matter of personal perspective. Remember that as well. And again, you know, if you find that you're getting triggered by a reading or a video, it might be a good idea to reflect on why. And if you do watch this reading, maybe meditate before you do. That might help bring greater clarity as to what it is that you're actually creating in this space, because that is the point. The point is to recognize what it is that is relevant to you and what you really love as well. Thank you guys for